Hey Aries, welcome to your Aquarius season reading, where we'll take a peek and see how you can best embrace your own individuality. So, looking at your overall energy for this reading, the first card that we have out for you is Breathe. Let's pull another and see what other energies are surrounding my Aries collective for their Aquarius season reading. And the second card that we have out for you is Appreciation. So it feels as though right now for my Aries collective that this is a time for you to sort of inhale, exhale, channel your inner peace, and think about everything good that you have in your life. And matter of fact, sometimes it's helpful to even think about some of the not so great experiences that you've had in your life, because I think more often than not, a lot of them can serve as sort of little pieces of education, some life lessons that carry you on into your next chapter. So you have things that you learn from, that you grow from, that you know how to do better the next go round. So I think that this is a good time for you to just kind of sit and give yourself a hug, a little bit of a pat on the back, like, you know what? I got through some things. I've made it this far, and the world is full of potential for me going forward. I have a better sense of who I am. I have a better sense of what I need to do to accomplish my goals and my dreams. So I'm going to tell you, Aries, that this feels like a very, very peaceful energy. It feels like one of a lot of reflection, actually. So just take a little minute to yourself if you can. Just sit quietly, meditate, deep breaths in, deep breaths out, and think about how amazing of a person that you are. So let's get into some tarot and see if we can pull some additional messages for you and see how you can take advantage of this good energy coming into Aquarius season. So starting out with an overview of what this season is going to mean for you. And I love how we're starting off. We have the 10 of Wands in reverse. So now is the time for you to lay down any burdens that you've been experiencing. Again, the energy surrounding this reading for you guys is incredibly, incredibly peaceful, and it just feels very relaxed. So this season looks like it's going to be one that's relatively stress-free. If there has been something that you've been holding on to, something that's been weighing you down for a period of time now, it feels like that's going to come to some type of resolution, and you'll be able to sort of put that in the rearview mirror for you. And we have that clarified by the King of Swords. So this is one of my honesty cards. So the King of Swords is a true intellect. It's not someone who necessarily lets their emotions get the best of them. They can be very thoughtful. They are typically very, very decisive people. And I think that you in this season, Aries, are making the choice to put things in the past, to not worry so much about things that are out of your control, to not worry so much about what other people think or what other people say. It's like, well, ultimately at the end of the day, that doesn't really have anything to do with me. Your opinion is your opinion. There's nothing that I can do about it. There's nothing that I'm inclined to do about it. So you keep that over there and I will stay over here. And so there's this sense of you being a lot more honest with yourself and the people around you, because it's sort of a way of eliminating stress. It's almost as if, somebody brings you chaos or drama and you're like, you know what? I don't really want to hear it. Thank you though. Thank you for sharing. Be on your way. It's a lot of self-preservation, I think, that's happening with you right now. So how you can best take advantage of this energy and sort of bask in your individuality based on the lessons that you've learned, we have the 8 of Wands. And so this is a card about moving. It's about moving forward and rapidly moving forward. So if there's anything that you have been thinking about leaving behind in terms of stresses or burdens, it's almost like the universe is saying walk or run, don't walk. Like it's time for you to move past this, because all it's doing is holding you up. And we have the Page of Swords. So this is an interesting card as well, because this is a card of observation. The Page of Swords does not sort of make frivolous movements. They don't, sort of move without thinking things through first. They're the type to be very quiet and take in any and all information that they have available to them before they make their next choice. And so I think that spirit is saying, take the information that you have now and move and act on it. So, this is you again being very thoughtful. You're already having lots of swords and lots of wands coming out in your reading. So I think it's going to be a little bit of consideration for you, sort of looking around, taking inventory of the people who are around you, of the things that you've involved yourself in, and asking yourself those questions like, is this really serving me? Is this where I need to be? Is this something that I want to do? Is this person someone that I need to have around in my life? And I think that once you make that evaluation, you'll be able to move, right? You'll know what direction that you need to move into. So other people might have certain expectations of you during this period of time. And a spirit is saying that for this Aquarius season, that you should let go of some of those expectations that people have for you. And we're starting out with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the Seven of Pentacles, when it's upright, is really about planting seeds, nurturing them, waiting for them to grow so that at some point you can reap that harvest. And so I think that spirit is telling you that there are some people out there who expect for you to plant seeds with them, that you are going to be invested in their business or, a relationship with them. And it's kind of like, you might want to shift that way of thinking, because we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And this tells me that you are likely not going to be planting seeds with a lot of people who have these expectations of you. And so, it's almost like, I don't think that this is worth my time and my effort anymore. It's absolutely not. Like, I've seen this before. I felt this before. Do not want to go through it again. And we have that clarified also by the Ace of Swords. So I do think that a lot of people over time have gotten to a point where they feel like you are going to just sort of be quiet and go along to get along, that you're going to maybe be their emotional dumping ground, that you're just going to accept whatever it is that they give you. And over time, you've learned that reciprocity is the most important thing in a relationship for you. And so you want that equal back and forth. And so for those people who are expecting you to stay silent, who are expecting for you to just take whatever is given, they're going to be in for a bit of a rude awakening. I think with the Ace of Swords, that's sort of speaking truth to power. Goodness, I could not get my words out. This is you being very vocal in terms of what it is that you want, what it is that you expect. And it's going to be quite a departure from what other people have been accustomed to from you. Now, how can you stay true to yourself during this Aquarius season? We have the Two of Swords in reverse. So the Two of Swords, when it's upright, is about someone who really can't make a decision. They're stuck in place. They're blindfolded. They're trying to figure out, which path it is that they should take. And so I think that honoring yourself is going to require you to be decisive and really not sort of being on the fence. Well, maybe I should stick around, or maybe, maybe things will change, and maybe if I just keep my head down, it'll be different. It feels like, the universe is saying, no, you got to pick a side. Like, either you continue carrying this burden that, you want so badly to release, or you make the decision to chart your own path and go in a direction that's serving you a little bit better. And we also have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So upright, the Queen of Wands can be a bit of an impulsive energy. She's very fiery. She's very passionate, driven by a lot of emotions and excitement. So I do think that one of the things that you need to think about is balancing sort of heart and head, because you, again, have had a lot of swords coming out. It's really about that thoughtfulness. It's about that mindfulness, and not so much about the emotions and the energy that's associated with things. Because there are lots of things and people in the world that may make us feel good for a moment, but if we stop and think about it, those situations, those people are taking more from us than they're actually giving. So that's sort of when your mind has to come in and say, is this really going to be good for me in the long term? And if you're comfortable with the short-term proposition and you recognize that that's what it is, then that's absolutely wonderful. But if there's something more that you want, then you're going to have to sort of put those passionate feelings to the side and focus a little bit more on the mental part of it. Like, is this really healthy? So something that your inner voice wants you to know, we're starting out with the King of Cups in reverse. So I think this is the first cup that you've gotten in this reading so far, Aries, which is all about emotions. It's all about feelings. So the King of Cups is a masculine energy that is very loving, is very generous, is very warm. And I do think for a lot of my Aries, if you've been dealing with someone that has been a little bit off and on, that has you feeling more stressed than appreciated and loved, then you may think about dialing that back. It doesn't seem as though this person is going to be able to emotionally fulfill you the way that you truly, truly want. And we have that clarified by the Empress. And so I do like this combination for you, because the Empress is a warm and giving and nurturing energy, not just to people around her, but to herself as well. And so I think that Spirit is saying, even if this particular situation does not work out, that there is always the opportunity and potential for you to nurture something with someone else. And so I think that overall, Aries, the story that's coming through is that you may not have been appreciated by someone or a group of people who have been around you. And so now's the time for you to take a minute and breathe and think about all of the things that are wonderful about you. And if this person or this group of people cannot see those same things and treat you appropriately, then maybe it's time for you to consider walking away from them. Maybe it's time for you to use your voice and say, you know what, this isn't working out for me. This is not what I need right now. It feels good from time to time, but overall, it's not for me. So let's pull another message from Spirit and see what else they have to say for my Aries collective. What other message do we have? And what we have for you is claim your art. And so I think that, again, when we're talking about Aquarius season and embracing who you are as an individual, understand that you are a work of art that was created by the divine. And dimming your light or keeping your mouth shut or keeping your head down for the sake of other people's comfort is doing yourself a disservice. And so I think with this card, Spirit is encouraging you to embrace all of you, all of the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, the whatever, because it's you as a person. And until you get comfortable with yourself, you're always going to be in a position where you allow other people to kind of tread over top of you. So embrace who you are, because who you are is absolutely wonderful. That's what I got for you guys. I hope you like. Please subscribe if you did, and I will see you on the next one.